All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest, most fundamental numbers in all of finance, market capitalization. You've heard this term thrown around constantly, right? But what does it actually mean?
No, seriously, just think about that for a second. You hear on the news that some company is worth, billions, even trillions of dollars. Where in the world does that number come from? Is it just pulled out of thin air? Nope, it's not magic. There's actually a super simple logic behind it, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Okay, so the big answer here is a little thing called market capitalization. You'll usually hear it called market cap for short. And all it is, really, is the total dollar value of all of a company's shares put together. The easiest way to think about it, it's the market's official price tag for the whole company. It's that one number that shows you, right now, what the entire investing world thinks that business is worth.
All right, so how do we get to that price tag? You might be picturing, a bunch of finance geniuses in a dark room with these insane, complicated spreadsheets. But the reality is way simpler. In fact, it's just one little formula, something you could do on your phone's calculator in about 5 seconds.
And here it is. It's this simple. Market cap equals the current stock price times the number of shares outstanding. And shares outstanding is just the fancy term for the total number of stock shares a company has out there in the world. That's it. That's the whole formula. So let's look at those two pieces.
So first up, you've got the stock price. Easy enough, right? That's the number that's always bouncing around during the day. Then you have the second part, the total shares. Now this number is much more stable. It's literally every single share being held by everyone, from the biggest hedge funds on Wall Street all the way down to individual investors like you and me. Okay, got it? Let's plug some numbers in and see how it works.
Okay, let's cook up a fake company to make this super clear. We'll call it American Widget Corp. Let's say right now, a single share of their stock is trading for $50. And we also know that the company has 100 million shares out there in total. So we've got our two numbers, $50 and 100 million shares.
So what happens when you multiply that $50 share price by the 100 million shares? You get $5 billion. And just like that, you did it. You calculated the market cap. That is the official price tag, the market value for the entire American Widget Corp.
Now look, it's really good to know how that formula works, to understand what's under the hood. But here's the best part. You are probably never, ever going to have to actually calculate this yourself. Seriously, this number's everywhere. Let me show you where to look.
Basically, anytime you look up a stock ticker, pretty much anywhere, whether it's Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, Bloomberg, the Wall Street Journal, even right inside your own brokerage account, the market cap is going to be right there, front and center. It's one of the first things they show you because it's just that important.
But if you're a real stickler for the details and you want the absolute most official number, you go to the source. And that means going to the company's own filings with the SEC. We're talking about their public documents. The quarterly one is called a 10Q. The annual one is a 10K. In those reports, they are legally required to state the exact number of shares outstanding. That's the raw data. That's the gospel that the whole financial world runs on.
Okay, quick recap. We know what market cap is, we know how to calculate it, and we know where to find it. But so what? Why do we even care about this number? Well, it's because this number is so much more than just a price. It's the main way investors sort and classify companies by size. And, you'll see in a second, size tells you a ton about a company's potential and also its potential risks.
So, just to illustrate this, let's look at the two opposite ends of the spectrum. You've got your small cap companies on one side. These guys often have huge potential for growth, right? It's that classic idea of getting in on the ground floor. But with that high potential comes higher risk, and their stock prices can be all over the place. Then, on the other side, you have the large cap companies, the big, established giants. They're way more stable, much more predictable. But, their days of crazy, explosive growth are probably behind them.
And that contrast gives us this whole spectrum of company sizes. All the way at the top, you have the mega caps. These are the absolute titans of the industry, worth over $200 billion. Then you move down through large cap, mid cap, and small cap. And all the way at the bottom, you have micro caps. And as you go down that list, you're basically looking at companies at different points in their life. These categories aren't random. They're a really useful shorthand for quickly getting a feel for a company's maturity and what its risk versus reward profile probably looks like.
Okay, let's wrap this all up. We've covered what market cap is, how we get the number, and why we use it to put companies into different size buckets. So what's the big idea here? What should you really take away from all this?
If there's one thing to remember, it's this. Market cap gives you instant context.
It's a mental shortcut. With just that one number, you immediately get a sense of a company's size and its place in the market. You get a clue about its potential for future growth, and you get a feel for its general risk level. Now, it should never be the only thing you look at, of course, but it is the perfect place to start when you're analyzing any company.
So there you have it. You now understand the market's price tag on a company. But that brings us to the real million-dollar question in investing, doesn't it? Is that price tag a good deal? Is the company a bargain? Figuring out the market cap is step one, but learning how to figure out if a company's true value is higher or lower than that price, well, that's a whole other story. Thanks for tuning in.